Welcome everyone to another video in our Bryan Fundamentals series where I try to get better at Bryan day by day and bring you along for the ride. So for today, we just got back from EVO Vegas 2025 and I wanted to go through some of the matches that I played while I was there. So just kind of talking through it, this is my run ended in losers finals here. So and this ended up being the end of my run, but also was the furthest that I've ever gotten in one of these tournaments, so I'm pretty happy about that overall. But yeah, so because of that, I think it's useful to go through the games. My wife was able to record each one of them, so let's go ahead and do that and see what we can learn for next time. So, my first round was against a king player, and what I'm going to do is that since each of these is, not too long, this one's a 4-minute recording, for example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch them all the way through, and then we're going to watch them a second without pausing. I'll commentate as much as I can, or what seems appropriate, and then after that we'll take another pass through and actually pause on things that we find interesting and talk through them in more detail. I will try to... we'll try, every match matters, every match is important. I do think we'll probably try and put a little bit more focus on the 2 losses than the wins, but, we'll play things by ear, right? Some of the matches were pretty tense, so those could be, quite insightful as well. So that being said, this was round 1. If you saw from the bracket, I had a bye, so this person had just won their first match, and this was going to be, and was playing me, and this would have been the first game of the day for me. So, without further ado... So we're on the Clive stage. Like I said, Bryan versus King. Typically versus King, I don't want to stay too far away, but also I want to figure out what's going on. And I did watch his matches before, so there were a few things that I already kind of noticed about this player. Like, I felt like they played very aggressively with a lot of reversal type stuff, like power crushes and stuff like that. So I kind of came in with the intention of getting in with these quick lows and just kind of testing their reaction. So you notice there I did jab into a hatchet instead of jab into down 4. And then here I did down 2 because I thought, well, he might mash and on hit, so I went ahead and did a 4-3 there. And you see I'm still going for a lot of frame traps, basically. Jab into down forward 1s and stuff like that. Should be minus 12, but you could see that I was a little bit slow in my reactions. That's okay. They managed to, I think, actually throw me here. I think I was breaking dry and swing is my guess. More of these down 4s trying to kind of shut down those power crushes that are coming through from the king. And then we managed to get it. A little bit of a janky combo, but he had so little life it didn't really matter. So we move forward into rematch. Again, I know this is at least punishable a little bit. That was a little bit wild. I don't know if I was intentionally doing that or if that was a missed input, but it was kind of crazy that they still pressed after getting hit by 1-4 there. And at this point, I noticed that they're ducking a lot, so that's why you see me do 4 back 1s in a row, because I want to see what they're going to do in that situation. And notice how I keep up with the mids there, and then as soon as they finally extend, I get them out with a low. Still looking for these counter hits with jab into 4-3 and more counter hits like this. I'm chaining counter hits basically until I get hit by a power crush. That was pretty good. I was trying to get him to do the unblockable at the wall. Messed up my 3-2-1-2 there, but things worked out. Nice throw from him. Trying to get the grounded hit there. Finishing my strings here. We're getting caught just by a lot of throws, right? Throw after throw. Managed to get out of this one. Go for that down 4 again. Here's another power crush. Go for a back 1 and wait this time. That's actually pretty crazy, but you know, works out. So they get this round. So you can tell things are starting to get a little dicey here. So we kind of switch things up. Now we're playing the down back 3 game with them. Missed that jet upper. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. We're playing the back 3 games, down back 3 games still. Notice that I'm still power crushing a lot. That was actually kind of wild. I think they did minus in the Rage Jar. We'll check that in a second. That was really a little bit lucky, but we do use the Incinerator string. But I think we're going for backswing below there. So, all right, so let's watch this through again, and I'll pause with things that I find interesting. So starting at the beginning. So the first thing I do is back up, and then I see something, and I jab. And then after I jab, I go for a down back 3, which is a frame trap. And they stayed still or moved forward. We're not quite sure. And then I'm pretty sure that power crush was just a mistake. So, you know, I think I was trying to do probably quarter circle back 1 or something. But it works out. And then fail my punish there, so I go for a jab again. The jab hits again with a counter hit. Go for a mid here, it hits them again. So basically we're feeling them out, right? And now we like throw out that quarter circle forward 1+, do the Requiem to kind of chase down, and that works. And then we do a down 4 as like our frame trap option, and that works. So essentially we're already kind of building this idea. This person doesn't really want to block, right? But also it seems that a lot of these mids are just hitting. And we're like, why are these mids hitting? Are these mids hitting from counter hits? Are they hitting from ducking? Are they running forward? You know, we're trying to figure out why are the mids hitting, because the lows are hitting too, right? But then they block that low. Go 1-2-1, and that just gets hit on counter hit because they're impatient. Go for a side step. A mid hits, but the second one doesn't. And then now the down back 3 does. So we're already starting to see like some low blocks and stuff like that. And then now I do jab, I do jab into hatchet kick, and that ends up being a counter hit. So we slow things down basically, right? And then we chase them with the down 4, and they block it. So we're like, okay, they've blocked our lows quite a few times at this point. And we do a punish with some frame traps linked in there, and they're mashing pretty much the whole time, right? They're either ducking or mashing. So we're using a lot of frame trap mids as a result. Even then, I did the +5 just to see on the mock punch and jab, and again, they mashed. So I went jab into machine guns, which I think they were ducking there, and then we get them with down back 4. So basically now we've already kind of got this profile where the few times they've blocked has been blocking lows, right? And then the times that they've got hit by mids is either because they were ducking or because they were mashing. So we're starting to realize like mids are pretty good, but we're also throwing out these lows still because we're not being like punished particularly hard for them. But we kind of get this feeling that they're mashing or they're ducking. Go for a punish, it doesn't work. And then we see some space get created. I try to go quarter circle back 1. They catch me with a power crush, which is okay. Do it again. I was trying to jet up for that whiff. It didn't work. And then I probably pressed something after in panic. Still pressing. Still using these down 4s and stuff. And then the power crushes are coming in force. At this point, I do down 2-3 with the intention to catch, with the intention to try and counter hit them. The down 2, I think, counters, if I remember correct, if I saw that correctly. The down 2 counters, but then the extension just gets hit because they were ducking afterwards. So I think if you see it here, so let's see. No, natural hit, down 2 natural hit extension. So we know they're hard ducking at this point. This was where we kind of confirmed for certain, right? Absolutely sure that they're ducking a lot. and then just a little counter hit string. So let's move on to the next one now. Okay, get a punish here. I'm pretty sure I just accidentally did back the extension here. I'm not really sure, because you can see that, let's see, what was I trying to do? I probably was maybe trying to do like quarter circle back 2-4 or something, and instead I ended up with that extension, which is why I tried to like catch that combo, and it didn't quite work out, but that's okay. And then again, but because we saw the mashing, I now went for a down forward 2-1, and then I tried to chain that into a quarter circle back 1 to see if they're still matching, and they duck. Right? And I'm like, wow, this person's still ducking, right? So I do back 1. Oh, wow, that hits. So I do 3 in a row. And I will say that as a player, there's this idea of the rule of 3s, right? You could do anything 3 times, and you might be able to get away with it. And also, like, the 3rd time is, like, that critical one where it's like, are they really going to do something about this, or are they going to stay stubborn? And in my case, I think at that point, I'm like, I'm just going to do it a 4th time because I think they're going to do something different, but I want to use the same move and see what they choose, right? So in this case, they opt for heat burst, so power crush. And so, but we switch to different mids, down 2s, but basically my goal is get them to stand up, right? They have so little health, get them to stand up. As soon as they stand up, we'll go for a low. And then once that one gets blocked, we go for that down back 4 to be really hard to interrupt. Go for that jab into 4-3. Bad punish there, so I do 1-2-3. Again with essentially a frame trap. Same follow up, but they this time choose for power crush. Break the throw there. Again, we're using these back ones still pretty liberally. We're trying to use a lot of mids because they don't want to get hit by these lows, right? There, I was trying to get them to guard break against the wall. They chose to go for power crush, and we got the back, but we didn't do the right combo. But that's okay. Now let's see what happened when things fell apart here, right? I go for 1-2-1, so already I'm doing something I don't normally do, and they Jaguar step me, and then they get this throw. I block this. I go for soccer kick because I thought I could. I don't know if I was slow or if this is not guaranteed, but I could have just down forward for safety. Again, we do this extended string again. This is actually the first time they block it, which is good. This time I go for down 4. And then you see I go for this quarter circle forward 1. So I'm starting to play faster. I'm getting caught more and more by these power crushes. And then I'm starting to get just like run up thrown too, because I'm starting to freeze up after they power crush me. So I'm slowing down a bit. They again get into our face. Didn't duck that. What did I do? I probably pressed something. I mean, I pressed something. I can't tell what I did. Let's see if it's readable from this. And maybe I was doing hatchet kick. I looked like maybe some kind of a backsway move. And then they again do that block on the hatchet without a punish, and then run up and close the round, which is okay. So now what happened, right? It's like, okay, I started playing too fast. I started like playing into the game of just like I go, you go, I go, you go, which does lose a lot to these types of power crush strategies. So I started using these down back 3s because I'm like, I'm not going to lose to these power crushes anymore, right? Do a nice step into a drop combo. We're still mixing these down 2s and down back 3s now. We're playing this new game that we just practiced, right? Together. And then again, we're just still doing mids and down back 3s, right? And he chooses to go for rage, which is fine. Show it one time, right? Comes out low again. And then in that distance, I go for the 4-2-1-2 string, and we managed to beat out the backswing blow. So that's great. So cool. One win under our belt. We won pretty quickly and convincingly. So good start, right? Let's now do game 2. So let's get rid of this and then pull up the next one. make sure that I'm not like just missing my chat. No, okay, cool. All right, cool. So the next round was against a June. And if you looked at the bracket close enough, this one ended up being a loss. So let's watch it through once, and then we'll go through things together. So Pac-Man stage. Go for that jab again, and we get clipped by a low, and then probably leaving a keep out that gets caught in that approach. You can see I'm trying to play these low poke games to see how they react. A lot of big moves coming in. A lot of the same mix-ups as usual. Your typical June mix-ups. I'm trying, oops, that was an input mistake, that's okay. You notice I'm really trying to get that counter hit to happen, right? And that was pretty good. So we missed on our low finish, I believe, but we tried, right? Trying to take our turn back, trying to use these lows to take my turn back when they get blocked. Notice I'm using a lot of down forwards. I'm trying to keep her away, basically, right? I don't want her to mix me. I think that Hatchet might have been greedy because they're trying to get in, so I think we could have kept it small the entire time and maybe just blocked every now and then or stepped or something. There's a hatchet kick, a hell sweep there. There's a mid this time. And then a throw is actually pretty good. How's it going, self-serving buys? Good to see you. Trying to keep him out. She spaces out the 3+4 on us. Still trying to keep our distance. Get tagged by mid. Another hell sweep here. Notice I'm trying to like check for anything, and they do a really quick flash duck on there and punish us. So it really feels like by the end they're just kind of like making everything that I do not work. And at this point I'm pretty like, are they mashing? Are they intelligently mashing? Are they like what am I dealing with right now? What's getting me caught? Am I doing something wrong, or are they like starting to get in my head, and now I'm like, now I need to change up what I'm doing, is what I'm thinking about there. Start with that down four this time. We're going to try and stick with our basics here, right? When in doubt, use the fundamentals. And it's kind of working out here, see? And you'll notice that I've done a lot of these, oops, I said I wouldn't back up yet, but you notice I'm doing a lot of these down fours and down twos, and then this time I do a down back three, and they finally choose to can me, right? Again, in my face, not afraid to press, right? Got a nice fat counter hit on us. I think it's my turn here. I finish it because I saw them can before. I finish it again because I saw them can before, right? That was crazy. Tried to power through, but that move has a bit of a high crush to it. Just that 1+2, again, catching them with this down two, and now they're choosing to low parry. Bad punish and bad pickup, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure I was expecting them to hell sweep me there, so I ducked, and then I got mixed. Yeah, Vic Twain, we probably need to lab this matchup. And then this time they hit us with just a raw hell sweep. Pretty crazy stuff. Down four, down four. That was supposed to be Requiem. Do a back one, do a down two. And notice, they've blocked so many of our down twos, and now I try to go for something and they can me. And also notice they're not punishing the extension either. Step my missed hatchet. Keep our distance here because she has heat. And then we get hit by another charge of it. We're trying to really just survive here. Keeping our distance. And then again, a nice step at the very end there. And nice. Good stuff. So, we get crushed. We got absolutely crushed. But, let's walk through it and see, what did I miss? I do think that some of this is like June stuff in the sense that we do need to lab the stance transitions. I think this is very, I get the feeling that she's going into certain stances that we don't know about the option select for. So I think that one of the takeaways that we're going to want to do from EVO is we're going to want to lab June, because I lost to June, and get better at beating June, basically. So, and getting better at stuffing potentially fake stance transitions, right? Or at least knowing what we can do in those situations. So what happened here, right? She comes in, does a low, and then she comes in and does an approaching tracking move, right? Now another mid, another high, and I try to step there because I'm thinking you're probably minus, but I don't want to take my turn in case you do something crazy, so I sidestep block, I believe. Throw out a quarter circle back one. I finally decide to take my turn with the down four. I do a jab to try and stuff their approach, which they blocked. Now I do a down back three to try and stop their, them mashing. Do another one. Now I'm like, well, maybe they're gonna mash here, right? So I do a while standing three. June's definitely, I think also June players have gotten better, Big Twain. I think that's part of it too. Like, they've probably gotten better at it. How's it going, Mello? And then she goes for this cartwheel. I bet you there was a punish here that I am afraid to do. I think if you do forward 4-1, if they don't do any extensions, like I'm thinking of Asuka. If Asuka does the cartwheel, you can just straight up mock punch it, I believe. But if she does the low extension, then that gets stuffed. And I think the option select is actually back one. I'm not 100% sure. Hey, how's it going, Big Germ? I don't remember, especially for June. I don't know if back one is your option select here. But I should have done something. Again, she gets in with this tracking mid. I believe it's a mid. And then here comes another tracking move. She's trying to, you can tell there's a lot of lockdown moves coming in. And this one puts her in stance. So again, like maybe I can challenge her, right? And then we do a jab, and this time she fights back with a down 4-2. But I take my turn back with down 2, and she chooses to mash here. And then after she gets the punish, she does the Hell Sweep. Let's think about that. And then, again, uses this move into a low. I believe you can forward 3 this. I don't know how, yeah, so exactly, Victorine. I think they're punishable, but I don't know if they're always punishable. Like, if they extend the string, I don't know if they're punishable. But I also don't, I think that move that she just did, this approach move that she did, oh shoot, that's like quite a bit further, but this one, let's see. Not that one. Not this one. The next one right here. This transition, pretty sure we can forward 3 this. But I haven't practiced that, and I need to like lab what we can actually do here. So now we're just blocking, trying to see what she's going to do. I know mids are scary, so I'm trying not to, to duck. That unfortunate jump, we're not going to worry too much about it. But you notice that now I'm like, all right, I got a low life lead. I also make finishing all my down 2 threes because the very first down 2, she mashed on it. I can't believe that down 4 missed. I'm still mad. I'm still mad. I think she was ducking though, so it's like it's probably okay. And now it's like, what could I have done here? She goes for this this frame trap, I believe. So I tried to, and I kind of had that feeling, so I decided to power crush. It wasn't enough health, so that's okay. Another this time sidesteps the jab and tries to do something. We're still using these down 4s, trying to test her, right? And notice I do down 4, counter. Down 4, she just waits for it. Quarter circle back 1 to kind of reset the distance. Now we do down 2 because we think maybe you're going to do something else. We actually counter hit him. Do this down back 3. And then it's like, I'm going to hatch it. If I'd done down 4 again, I think we probably would have... if I'd done down 4 again, I think I probably would have counter hit this. But I chose to do hatch it and I got launched. And I think this is sort of I think this player is aggressive and looking for a window of opportunity to attack us. And I think in those situations, you should be thinking about this. We should be thinking about this like a Steve matchup where you really shouldn't be going for these hatchets much at all, right? Especially out in the open. I think that's some food for thought. Like, if we had continued to just like stay boring, stay doing the small things, like, we probably would have been okay. To be honest, Mello, I'm not sure. My June knowledge is very lacking. I did not lose to characters that I felt like really comfortable in the matchup. So I do think that the moral of the story is that we probably want to lab June and lab Lee, right? It's probably super minus, yeah. Exactly. They showed that they will not respect our frames. Exactly. So that means we need to play tighter. So now you see they're doing their thing, and yes, this is where the lab work comes in on how do we defend against this, right? And then I was like, all right, I'll just try and power crush through it, and they guessed right and they grabbed. So again, we're using these down fours. That she shimmied. That's actually pretty sharp of them. Caught me moving. Notice that tracking mid apparently has a health sweep out of it. I don't know if I was dying to fake pressure here or if June's really good. And then that duck was really sick too. Alright. And then the last one. Alright, hatchet. We do down 4 into hatchet this time because we noticed that the down 4 seem to be getting like respected on immediate timing. So we try that. Hatchet and it works out. Catch him with this really long reaching mid. I went for grab here because I was like maybe they're gonna, do a power crush or something. They actually backdashed. Notice I'm using a lot of these down twos, and this is the information that I missed. Okay, if you look at the second down two, and I noticed this in the playback when we were first watching it here. So watch, down two gets blocked, right, and we do a down two again. That 100% has to be Can. So I thought I hadn't seen Can yet. I just thought, they got hit. But you should be thinking, oh, they got hit on the ground. They used a hop kick here, right, after our down two. They hop kicked after our down two. This should have been the counter hit information that I needed. Instead, go for hatchet on wake up, go for down back 3, and look, another Can. So if we had instead gone for the extension here, said, I saw the Can, here's the extension, we might have gotten a counter hit here. We would have gotten a counter hit here and probably won the round based off the health bars. Nice throw break, I guess. Again, we back one right in their face. I think back one has its purposes, but we should probably be looking to do something like faster, like down two or something against a character like this, or running away. We didn't know that was a possibility. I could have launched it, right? Do I think maybe more orbitals would have worked? I think we could have probably explored more orbitals. I think figuring out... I don't orbital enough in this game. I used to orbital a lot in Tekken 7. I definitely orbital... Out of all of Bryan's core moves, I think I use orbital the least. But it's a really good move. It's quite a bit nerfed feeling in Tekken 8, but I think orbitals would have been a good thing to mix in from time to time. So again, I try to extend it, doesn't work. They didn't punish it. Their friends actually told them right after that they needed to be punishing those knees. 1+2 mid check would have been pretty interesting too. The reason I keep saying down 2 and down 4-2 is because, or mainly down 2, is because down 2 is the fastest option. So if we're just talking about speed, you want to get down 2 out as fast, down 2 is probably the, oh, you're -4, down 2. It's going to trade with beat everything except like a jab or something. It's kind of where, but yeah, I think fast mids would have been good. Orbital could have worked, especially if we're trying to get a read on these lows. Again, I try finishing it, they block it. So I'm like, okay, they know what they did, is what I'm thinking. It's like they know that they mashed in a dangerous situation, right? 1+2, do that down 2. They tried to can again, catch me with this low parry. That's okay, right? I'm not actually bothered by this low parry. Eventually they have to with the game that we're playing. Bad punish, that's okay. Bad pickup, that's alright. That was a sick step there. And also, let's look at that punish real quick. If you look at this punish here, they go for the mid this time. So actually, the first game, they went for a hell sweep. This time, they went for mid. So and I fell for it. So, yeah, they weren't punishing the down 2-3, so I kept doing them. From my perspective in the game, it felt like as soon as I decided to not finish it, I would get can-canned. Now I realize that it's because I was catching certain down 2s, certain can-cans with my down 2, and it was spiking them. And that they were can-canning a lot more, and I should have realized that. And either just done another down 2 or finished it. See, I went for the down by 3 here, got can-canned again. If I was really sharp, probably down 4-2 after the down 2. Good step again. I did notice they were stepping a lot. We didn't do anything about it. You notice they stepped after the wake up in the other situation, then they stepped the other direction here. The optimal can-can counter on a read is you hard duck and you can fisherman's. Because it's low-high. If you don't do that, I think it's minus enough to punish it still, like a hop kick, though I could be wrong. Caught us. It's okay. We're fighting. We're blocking here. Get some distance and try to catch them with that back one, and then try and catch them with this. And then again, they do a step there in that like critical moment. So they started sidewalking at the end. So it's an unfortunate loss. I do think that we were light on our punishment, and the games were so close that being light on punishment means that we probably could have won. Because if we had been correct, if we'd been 100% accurate with our punishment, we would have probably gotten an extra like 20% health on them. And each game was so close, we could have won based off just punishment, being solid on punish. So I think that might be the takeaway here. And also, to be honest, at that point, then it would have been on them to punish us correctly because they were missing punishes on our stuff too, right? Yeah, I think I maybe could have activated Heat too. The few times I did Power Crush, it didn't work out for me, but I think Heat could have been useful to also as like a kind of better get off of me tool. But yeah, it's like dealing with pressure like that is difficult, especially when, you know, they're like a little bit better at it, right? But yeah. -6 only on can-can. That's pretty good. But I mean, -6 is your turn still. You can forward 3. You can take your turn back at the very least. But yeah, if you get a hard read on it, you can Fisherman Slam it. Maybe the Twain. I do think that one thing we could have done differently, that's actually a really good point, which is I was very much focused on the down 2 game because I was thinking like, okay, they really want to mash here. What we could have done is we could have finished other counter hit strings, mixed in that down 4-2-3, mixed in 1-2 delayed 1. If you're feeling crazy, 1-4-2, but like really like the first 3 is already good. 1+2 and its extensions are also very good. And just kind of like seeing which one are they, like, I like to say allergic to, right? Like which one is the one that really kind of like triggers them a little bit and makes them mash a lot more than the other ones. Because there's always one move where you just hate it. You just kind of subconsciously hate it. And then you'll mash on it. So definitely agree. All of those could have been reasonable. Like putting a more variety of counter hit strings probably would have been good as well. That we could have done immediately in the moment. All right, y'all. Let's keep things moving and do one more. We're going to do Kazuya. This one was a win, so it should be a little bit faster. And then after that, we're going to cut things over to some... Then we're going to cut things over to some ranked because I'm going to split this video into two parts. So, cool. This is game 3. We're coming off a loss, playing against Kazuya. Something to note. You notice that I was on left side for the first one. I asked my opponent, do you have a side preference? The king said, no. I said, in that case, do you mind if I take left side? He said, that's fine. So we sat down. Then the second player, the June, I said, do you have a side preference? And he either said yes, left, or something. We rock, paper, scissors for it. I lost. And then so I sat on player 2 side. The Kazuya player, I asked him, do you have a side preference? And he goes, yes, actually right. And I said, well, in that case, can I take left? And he said, that's fine. So we went for it. So that's why I'm on the left. So we did not rock, paper, scissors for it. I talked to Peter about this. Peter said that, 2 things, basically. Peter basically said that every player has a strong side. Even pro players have a side preference. There's a reason why. If you looked at the grand finals of this, I'm pretty sure you saw Arslan and Atif rock, paper, scissors for a side. And then when Atif reset the bracket, Arslan asked to rock, paper, scissors for side again. And then he got it and they switched. Because even Arslan Ash prefers to play on player 1. Okay? Or at least whatever his side preference ended up being, right? He has a side preference, right? So because of that, then Peter was telling me, so Peter was like, always, try to get your side, right? Rock, paper, scissors for it, just ask them or whatever. And then he was like, the only time you would not do that is if you're playing against a Mishima. And now you're making the judgment call. Is my player 2 better than their player 1? So much so that I want to rock, paper, scissors for side. I don't think it's worth, in my mind, I'm like, either this Kazuya is really good and they're fine on both sides, right? Or I'm just going to play them at their, quote, full strength, and I'm at full strength, and then we'll see, right? Wave is easier on right, in theory, especially if you're on stick, yeah. So, in my mind, I had that decision. I was thinking about it. I knew they were a Kazuya player because I'd seen them. One thing that I did in this one is in between my matches, I'd go to the TO, and I'd say, tell me who I'm playing. Or like, tell me who's this person that I'm playing next, or what the winner of what match is my opponent. And then I'd just go watch it. So I knew he was a Kazuya player. And I decided, I don't think so. I'm going to play on player 1. I want to be comfortable. Because I'm coming off a loss, I want to be comfortable. But, the question's there. This is an opportunity where you could have said rock, paper, scissors for side. Just we'll just like Tybo on it there, like totally could have said, I want to rock, paper, scissors for side, right? Yeah, Victorian, I do think it very much depends on your controller as well. Hell, if you're a hitbox Mishima, it probably doesn't matter at all, right? But yeah, either way. They outright told us they preferred 2, and I decided I would just go with 1 rather than try to RPS for it. So, alright, cool. Let's watch this game. Oh, and also, fun fact, my opponent, they said, as soon as they saw me pick Bryan, because I was hovering whatever character was there, and then when I picked Bryan, he goes, oh my god, I love playing against Bryan. I took it as a compliment, but I kind of assumed they were trying to like intimidate or trash talk, or they were just popping off because they thought it was a good matchup. I'm not really sure. But yeah, splitting areas, exactly. I think I could have tried to steal the strong side. There's definitely could have happened. So let's see. So let's watch this. Alright, we're just feeling him out. Missed my punish there. Notice I'm still kind of playing my normal game. I miss the punish on down 4-2. I'm not going to pause anymore, sorry. And then we'll watch it through again. Keely, what are you doing? Get a nice, oh yeah, I remember seeing that he would, I don't know. I think I saw this Kazuya like to do the mid extension there, but I went ahead and ducked there. Oh, move my camera? Sure. we go, y'all. Now I'm over here. Do that down 4. Now we catch him with this back one. Because we've been doing so many like hatchets and down 2s and down 4s. Thought I had the combo there. They chose a spring kick and we ended up getting the round anyway. Yeah, hatchet versus Kazuya is very secure. Yeah, splitting arrows. I mean, you have to not be afraid to throw hatchet because you have to like kind of, but you can't throw it a lot, right? You have to throw it so little. You basically have to throw it with the same frequency that they choose to hell sweep you. Because think of it this way. A Kazuya is not afraid to hell sweep you, right? Oh, I missed our punish there. So you need to not be afraid to hatchet them. So we got a pretty quick one there. Stage switch to here. Jab, down 4, down 4. Quarter circle back 1 to keep him away. Catch him with this full delay down 2. We're basically trying to break the rhythm, right? We're trying to go like quick poke, quick poke, quick poke, slightly slow poke, and then they mash and they get counter hit. That's kind of the goal here. Just having to catch them there instead of during their 1-1 staggered presser. Do that down back 3. Down back 3 is really good against Michimas because it goes under the electrics. Unfortunate. Do that down 2. Nice. I guess I probably did while standing 3. This is a habit that I need to focus on. Is my down back 3s on block, I sometimes while standing 3 anyway, so I need to get better at visually confirming what's happening here. Again, we already kind of got lucky in that there's this situation when they're at the wall and things are dire that they tend to like rip that high extension. They ended up getting us there. It's okay. That was weird. I was trying to jet up her, but we'll take it. I think I laughed because I was just like, what the hell? Missed our back 4, but we ended up getting a sidestep version of it. Ended up going for this because they've been spring kicking a lot, so I was like, okay, I'm not going to go for the taunt in that case. And then we got him going to the right side with that down for 1. At that point, we finally find a hell sweep. I remember being very confident it was coming out, but I don't remember why. But we'll probably see it in the playback. Get the right punish here. Ha! I was laughing because it was so dumb. Like, and notice they've been staying on the ground, so we go for the down 3+4 2 there, and then we just catch them with some quick pokes. So let's. You hear him at the end. He said, "I love fighting Bryan." He says. It's like pretty funny. How's it going, Stoic? All right, so let's watch it back now, and we'll do some quick commentary. Then we'll cut things over to ranked. So what happens here? We feel him out, miss our punish, but instead choose to hatchet. Choose the down back 3 here to take our frames, and then I block to see what they're gonna do. They choose the jab. Then I get a little bit lucky here, but I see that jab come out, and I decide, all right, it's my turn. Requiem. Down 2, just to see. They blocked high. Do a down back 3 because down 2 is only -2, so this is a pretty nice turn steal. I see that jab, right? So I immediately go for Northern Cross. He actually doesn't punish here, and I miss my punish. This is okay, but I do transition into jab into down back 3 again. But I go for the same thing, and this time it does counter hit him. Down 2 again. And then with that distance, we go for this Requiem again. Mess up my taunt, that's okay. And then just get a nice read on that mid-high. Jab, I don't know what I chose to do. I think I ran forward or something because I didn't get countered. And then, but we hold the block, and they mess up the electric. And because it's -10, I go for the hatchet again because I wasn't ready to do the punish. Down 2, 3, full delayed, but didn't actually counter hit for some reason. So we're kind of wondering, is he holding a low block there? Little bit of spaghetti here, I think, from inputs. And what happened here, they got their turn basically from a hit, and then they went straight into Hell Sweep there. I chose to down jab there to take my turn back, and then went for this knee as a frame trap. They missed the jab. I don't know what the hell I was trying to do there, but I ended up with up back 2, I think. Go for a throw here during the spaghetti. This time I wait a little bit and I do a jab because I'm just afraid that they're going to like block it again. And how did this back one come out? So we do a jab into down 4 instead. And then I do quarter circle back 1, slight dash, block immediately into a back, well, not immediately, an ultra delayed back 1, right? I kind of dash block a little bit, and you notice they hold the duck because they're like, oh shit, here comes the low. And then I do the back 1 and it gets them with that counter hit. This is correct back combo. Yeah, I did the wrong combo here. I should have, I thought I had enough hits, but I noticed that there was a hit in there. I probably should have done back 3, forward 1+2 there. But it's okay, yeah. I could have done something better. Down back 3 out of the open. And this time he chooses just to straight up go for Hell Sweep, which is a little bit crazy. Input error there. But every time I did that on accident, I think what I was trying to do, it was probably like forward 3 or something. But every time that happened, I would just do 1-2-1. Because most people don't seem to know what's going on there. And so I just do 1-2-1. Into a down back 3. This time into the knee because we saw that Hell Sweep, right? And they failed to do the punish. What the heck? Let's see if this fixes it. Are y'all seeing this? It's frozen. One sec. Let me close it out and bring it back up. Very strange. All right, we're back. We're back. So, up 3 is 0 on block. Yeah, it is 0 on block. It's not unsafe, but or minus. But the point being that they don't really know, so I just do 1-2-1, right? All right, so then they do a 1-1, and then I choose to fight back because it's. I was using 1-2-1 for up forward 3 for up 3. Since it's 0 on block, or people don't really know the situation, I was getting missed inputs. I'm pretty sure I was going for forward 3, and I was getting up forward 3 instead, and that jumping kick, and I just go for 1-2-1 after on block, and it's counter hit people almost every time. I probably should have done 1-2-4 in hindsight, but after this 1-1, I choose to take my turn back because people tend to 1-2-4 would have been even better, but yeah. People tend to take their frames a little greedy there, so I chose to try to counter hit. Nice wall stuff. Messed up my jet upper, that's okay. Do a down back 3 here. We wait a little bit because now it's like, what's happening, right? They chose to Hell Sweep last time, and then they chose to block. So now I'm just gonna, you're in a panic. I'm gonna down back 3, we'll see what happens. Wait a little bit, do the smock punch, and it works, which is great. We start off with, actually I probably need to go back a little bit. I think we both still wait. Let's see. No, jab. I immediately start with jab, see it hits, so I do down 4. And then I do down 4 again with a little bit of delay, and this time we trade. I wait a little bit. Notice how I'm like kind of trying to keep him away because I get the feeling he's coming in, right? And then we do a full delay down 2-3 because of that aggression, right? I'm sensing that aggression just based off the way that they've been coming at me from those down 4s. So now I'm going to do a full delayed counter hit string, and it works. Messed up the combo. That's okay. Tried to reset the jail, instead got a counter hit, which is great. Do that hatchet on wake up because you have to do it sometimes. And we catch them with this back 1+2 because I was trying to just take my turn back, but after their 1-1 with the jail situation, but instead just caught them. Do a down back 3. Now I try to finish it because I've seen them failing to punish the while standing 3. So I'm thinking I'll finish it here. Instead, they block it and they get the punch. It's unlucky. It's fine, right? My jet upper didn't get work, so I'd go for 1-2-1. And then duck afterwards. And then I press. This was probably the worst thing we did, right? We need to stop doing these while standing 3s if the down back 3 gets blocked. I either ducked or sidestepped. I should not have done this. I should have just immediately gone for heat and down 2-3. And then we get caught by this electric and then this mid. It's okay. We're still doing our plan. Yeah, this was supposed to be jet upper. 100% supposed to be jet upper. And I laughed because it was friggin' back 2 instead. Yeah, back 2-4 as well. Just the cancel. I should have done anything other than what I did, right? Go for the taunt. Didn't work. But we get a sidestep back 4. Go for damage here because you notice they haven't been getting up. They've just been spring kicking. So this time I go for that into a down 4, which would beat spring kick. And then they finally block it into a punish. And then we kind of reset our frames at +5. I go for these machine guns and they chose to sidestep right. The machine gun's coming in clutch. You notice I only do 3 because of the off axis. I'm really happy with myself for doing that because my machine gun mechanics aren't that good. Alright, why did we block the Hell Sweep? Let's see. Hit. Yeah, they hit us. They're down. They're plus. I'm like, Hell Sweep. I was right. Didn't catch them on wake up. That's good. This time I just waited, and sure enough, they went for a down 2, which probably was a failed electric. And then I did quarter circle back 1 into a frame trap. We're only like -5 there, so I down back 3 to steal my turn. And then tried to northern cross because their wall is here, and we're thinking, you know, maybe they're going to panic, right? They didn't, but they mess up they do a jab, and then they do the jab into this. This is just minus, right? So we just don't let them get away with it. Alright, so how does this sequence go? And also, that is punished as long as they're not in heat. They can heat dash with it, right? So do our combo. They've been staying on the ground, right? We've already confirmed they're staying on the ground. This is near the end, so I go for the down 3 + 4 2. This is a really weird thing that they did. They must have done a slow tech or something, because usually this would wall splat or miss. So I'm like, okay, weird situation. I'm going to back 1 for Oki. Catches them. Or like, they block it. We kind of micro sidestep to try and follow it into a heat smash. Go for the down 4, the machine guns again. But it's only just a single on hit, which is unlucky for them. And because I was already planning to end it with down 4-1 into down back 3. So, yeah, the fact that that down 3 + 4 2 didn't pick up is weird. That's why I'm not 100% sure what that could have been. I think what it was a delayed tech that, because normally if you see the down 3 + 4 hit, the low hit, you can tech such that, tech roll such that the second hit, the mid misses. My guess is that they just did it too slow, because if you stay on the ground it resplats, but maybe they're trying to like ground roll and it ended up ground hitting instead. Is that really true? That's true, Big Germ? Okay. That simplifies things a lot. I thought there was a I've never gone for it when they're in heat, but I didn't realize you can just dial it in anyway. So that's actually good to know. It's not that hard of a move to punish since it's such a slow 2-hit string. It really gives you time to mentally prepare for it. So I'll try that next time I see it. So yeah, maybe it was it. But yeah, who knows? But yeah, beat a theoretically bad matchup. But I think you can play it pretty well such that it throws Kazuya's off. So, with that being said, this was our match reviews of our EVO games. So I'm going to go ahead and do a YouTube sign off for this portion of it, and then we're going to jump into some range. So if you are coming from YouTube, be sure and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. For we really Oh my gosh, I forgot my outro. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. We really love seeing all the new people show up. And if you ever want to watch it live, it's going to be at twitch.tv/VonTiban. That's VonTiban. We stream at Bryan 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time, Saturdays and Sundays. The first hour is for labbing or these types of replays, and then the next 2 hours are reserved for ranked and practicing various ideas and techniques. So with that being said, I hope you find these types of match reviews useful. You can do these both from tournaments if you have a friend that's, videoing it, or you can do it even from your ranked games just to like see like what went wrong, what didn't. Even if you don't have frame data in front of you to tell you what's going on. But yeah, best of luck in your Bryan games, or any games for that matter if you're going to tournaments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.